Do we want to be right, or do we want peace? Does our desire to prove we are right overshadow and even extinguish our desire to live alongside one another in peace? This question has been sitting heavily on me since the death of Alex Pretti over the weekend, another American citizen killed at the hands of ICE during Operation Metro Surge, a federal immigration enforcement campaign in Minneapolis. The national reaction was immediate and intense. Anger, fear, certainty. On every side, people seemed to know exactly what this meant before most of us knew what actually happened. One thing should be simple and uncontroversial to say. The death of Alex Pretti is a horrific tragedy. The ability to say so plainly, without qualifiers, without rhetorical maneuvering, is itself a test of our moral seriousness. A human life lost in a confrontation between individuals and the state is not a partisan talking point. It is a civic wound. It should remind us that behind every headline is a family, a story, a future that doesn't get to unfold. If we can't pause there together, from political leaders on down, something important in our civic life is already ruptured. But beyond that shared recognition, it's also important to say there is a lot we don't yet know a mere 24 or 48 hours after the incident. What exactly unfolded in those final moments? What was said? Why were officers engaging in that situation in the first place? Who were they? What training and circumstances shaped their decisions? What was Mr. Pretty's purpose there? None of these questions erase or dilute the tragedy, but they're part of how a serious society honors it, by caring enough about the truth to seek it carefully. It's also important to remember that a healthy society insists on two principles at once: compassion for those harmed and patience for the truth. But in our current climate, these instincts are often forced into false competition. Outrage moves at the speed of a swipe. Inquiry is treated as delay. Certainty is celebrated while uncertainty is treated as weakness. Merely asking questions is treated as taking sides. The result is a public square where moral conviction and truth, virtues that should travel hand in hand together, are wrenched apart. This is perpetuated in no small part by the instant dopamine drive-through that is social media. But in this circumstance, it is especially inflamed by the knee-jerk reaction of our highest officials who have haphazardly responded immediately to the recent tragedies with little to no attempt at cultivating calm, nor ensuring us that justice will be pursued via an impartial, thorough investigation. An administration that continually appears to elevate personal victory over collective peace. Those in government carry a special responsibility here. Officials who wield state power swear to uphold constitutional protections and the equal dignity of all persons. Accountability and transparency are not optional extras. They're foundational to truth, trust, and ultimately peace. At the same time, the rest of us also carry responsibility. It's easy to assume motives, to leap to the most damning conclusion, to share the most inflammatory version of events. It's harder, yet all the more necessary for peace, to hold strong convictions while also admitting we don't yet know everything. A diverse, pluralistic country like ours doesn't survive because we all agree. It survives because we share a few deeper commitments beneath our disagreements. That we are a nation of laws, not men. That law should bind power. That facts and truth matter. That every person has inherent worth. And that our fellow citizens are not enemies to defeat, but people we're stuck and blessed to figure life out with. Peace in a diverse society isn't the absence of conflict. It is a commitment to the essential democratic American values that let us argue fiercely without forgetting each other's humanity. If we lose those values, we may win the argument of the week or the election cycle, but we risk permanently losing a country. The key question for all of us, from the highest positions of power on down, is which do we value more?